as you all know, 25 years since Shri Radha Parthasarthi came and accepted this place as their residence. And from here, from this abode of Shri Radha Parthasarthi, the glorious preaching of Bhagavad Gita has spread all across the world. So it is so very, worth noting that Radha Parthasarthi established themselves in this Delhi abode on the day of Rāma-navamī. Because there is no difference between Lord Radha Parthasarthi and Lord Ram. And who can know this fact more than Hanuman Ji? Amongst all the devotees of Lord Ramachandra, amongst all the lovers, amongst all the followers, amongst all the disciples of Lord Ramachandra, one personality who stands apart is Hanuman Ji. For the Dasya Bhav and the servitor mood, no one can come close to the position of Hanuman Ji. There is a very beautiful composition which speaks about, and you will be surprised that one of our Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya, one of the most prominent Acharya, Sri Narottam Das Thakur, has recorded this. This is what is the internal mood of Hanuman Ji. He says, Srinathe Janaki Nathe Cha Bheda Paramatmani Tatapi Mam Sarvaswam Rama Kamalalochana. With this recitation, then we will invoke the prayers and then we will continue. So Hanuman Ji is saying Srinathe. Who is Srinath? Srinath is Lord Narayan, who is the husband of the goddess of fortune. And Janaki Natha. Janaki Nath is Lord Ram. So what is the realization? Cha abhedha, that there is no difference. And they are both Paramatmani. They are the super soul in the heart of every living entity. But Hanuman Ji is saying, Tathapi Mam Sarvaswam. But still, in my heart, for me as my heart and soul, Sarvaswam, Rama Kamalalochana. For me, the Master and Lord is Lord Ram, who is lotus-eyed. So one very important aspect of Rama Bhakti is that one is fixed. It is called as Ekanta Bhakti, the process of fixed devotional service. And no one can be to the extent of what Hanuman Ji is fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Ram in his worship, in his service. It is called Naishtika Bhajan. And this Naishtika Bhajan, the Acharya is Hanuman Ji. So today I have thought of discussing with you a very, very distinguished chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Hanuman Ji is continuously hearing the glories of Lord Ramachandra. If we really want to come close to being fixed in the process of devotional service, so what we have to do, we have to follow in the footsteps of Hanuman Ji. If we really want to attain Lord Ram, if we really want to kill the Raman which is inside our heart, which represents our material desires, to enjoy the material possessions of this world. So for that we have to follow. We have to follow into the footsteps of Hanuman Ji. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजन सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे रक्षति जीवलोकस्य धर्मस्य परिरक्षिता रक्षिता स्वस्य धर्मस्य स्वजनस्य च रक्षिता. This is very beautiful verse which is composed in the Valmiki Ramayana, which talks about Lord Ram as the protector, as the one who provides shelter and one who drives away the fear from the hearts of everyone. He is the protector. Rakshita Jiva Lokasya, of all the living entities. Lord Ram is the protector. He protects everyone. How he protects? Dharmasya Parirakshit. By protecting the dharma. And in turn, dharma protects every living entity. So Krishna says that Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhiyutthanam adharmasya. So the advent of Lord Ram is to establish the principles of religion. And he very rigidly, very rigorously protects the religion, the dharma, the religious principles. And how he protects the religious principles, that is also very interesting. Rakshita swasya dharmasya, by very strictly following his own duty, his own religious principles. Have you got it? He is protecting the entire living entities. How? By establishing the principles of dharma. And how is he establishing the principles of dharma? By very strictly following his principles, his duty. And also he is the special protector of his devotees. Swajanasya. Swa means the self. And Janasya means the people. So our Rāma-navamī celebration or the appearance of Lord Ram can become really successful, can really become purposeful if we can come in the category of Swajanasya. When we can become the devotee of Lord Ram. How to become devotee of Lord Ram is to follow into the footsteps of Hanuman Ji, who is the foremost devotee, the greatest devotee of Lord Ram. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, in the 5th canto, there is this 19th chapter, and in the 19th chapter, there is description of the island of Jambūdvīpa. It's a big description. We will see, we have more than 1 hour, how much we can cover. This chapter describes the glory of Bharatvarsha, and it also describes how Lord Ramachandra is being worshipped in the tract of land known as Kim Purush Varsha. So within the island of Jambūdvīpa, there is this tract of land known as Kim Purush Varsha. The inhabitants of Kim Purush Varsha are fortunate because they worship Lord Ramchandra with his faithful servant Hanuman. So very important. Worship of Lord Ram can be only complete when we are worshipping Hanuman Ji. That is why you will see, wherever you will see the deity of Lord Ram, you will not see deity of Lord Ram with just Mother Sita or Janaki Ji. There has to be Hanuman, and there also has to be Lakshman. So this Kim Purusha Varsha residents, they are worshipping both. They are worshipping Lord Ram, they are worshipping Hanuman. Lord Ramchandra exemplifies an incarnation of Godhead who descends for the mission of Paritranaya Sadhunam, Vinashaya cha Dushkritam, Bhagavad Gita 4:8, protecting the devotees and destroying the miscreants. So how we can become the devotee? By strictly following our duty. This is what the Lord has come to establish. Lord Ramchandra exhibits the actual purpose of an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the devotees take the opportunity to offer loving transcendental service to him. One should surrender fully to the Lord, forgetting one's so-called material happiness, opulence, and education. So what it means to surrender? Surrender means to give up voluntarily or to relinquish one's so-called material happiness. Material and happiness cannot be possible. Anything which has matter in it cannot become the cause of happiness. Rather, it is the cause of one's suffering. Krishna has spoken that principle very beautifully in Bhagavad Gita. But we need to be reminded of it, and we need to practice the principle so that we can come to the realization. And who is more realized in this than Hanuman Ji? He has no material aspiration whatsoever. Opulence, one has to, Prabhupada is writing the word forgetting, and education, which are not at all useful for pleasing the Lord. The Lord is pleased only by the process of surrender unto him. When Devrishi Narada descended to instruct Sarvani Muni, he described the opulence of Bharatvarsha, India. Sarvani Muni and the inhabitants of Bharatvarsha engage in devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the origin of creation, maintenance, and annihilation, and who is always worshipped by self-realized souls. In the planet known as Bharatvarsha, there are many rivers and mountains, and there are in the other tract of land. Yet Bharatvarsha has special significance because in that tract of land there exists the Vedic principles of Varnashram Dharma, which decides society into 4 Varnas and 4 Ashrams. Furthermore, Narad Muni's opinion is that even if there are some temporary disturbance in the execution of Varnashram Dharma principles, they can be revived at any moment. The effect of adhering to the institution of Varnashram is gradual elevation to the spiritual platform and liberation from material bondage. By following the principles of Varnashram Dharma, one gets the opportunity to associate with devotees. One aspect I always become very inspired. I was hearing once talk of Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He was giving the glorification of Lord Ram. So Lord Ram, when he was exiled, when he went to the forest, and along with him was Sita Devi and Lakshman. So one day Sita Devi inquired from Lord Ram that, my dear Lord, we are so far from Ayodhya, we are wandering in this forest, and you do not get the remembrance, the separation from Ayodhya? You do not feel separation from Mother Kaushalya. You do not feel separation from your brothers. And Lord Ram gave a very profound reply. She told Sita Devi that this is the most glorious part of my life, being exiled in forest. He says, now is the opportunity for me to have association of the advanced transcendentalist, whom I could not associate being in Ayodhya. I have the opportunity to hear and serve the sages. So Prabhupada is saying that the greatest principle is to get the opportunity to associate with devotees. Why? Because such association gradually awakens one's dormant propensity to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead and frees one from all the basic principles of sinful life. One then gets the opportunity to offer unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Lord. So it is progressive. Devotional service is progressive. If we have devotee association of those devotees who are dedicated, who are free from material motivations, bhukti mukti spriha vihina bhakta labhaite tako sangha anurakta. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, what kind of devotee association we should aspire to have? Who are free from bhukti. Those who are not desiring for any material happiness or gain. Also bhukti and mukti. Mukti means one who is free from the aspiration of merging into the effulgence of the Supreme. Spriha means the desires or the aspiration. And vihina, one who is free. And such a devotee is bhukti mukti spriha vihine bhakta labhaite. Then please allow me the association labhaite tako sangha. Such association, anurakta, those who are anurakta, those who are unalloyed devotees, who are completely dedicated to serve you. So Prabhupada is writing here that in such association, one's propensity to serve is cultivated, and the outcome is one is free from those sinful life, and then one gets the opportunity to offer unalloyed devotional service to the Supreme Lord Vasudeva. Because of this opportunity, the inhabitants of Bharatvarsha are praised in the heavenly planets. That is why Mahaprabhu said, Bharat Bhumi to hoila manushya janma jar janma sarthak kari kar parokar. Even in the topmost planets of this universe, Brahmaloka, the position of Bharatvarsha is discussed with great relish. All the conditioned living entities are evolving within the universe in different planets and different species of life. Thus, one may be elevated to Brahmaloka, but then one must again descend to earth, as confirmed in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Abrahma Bhuvanaloka Punaravartino Arjuna. Mamupetya tu kaunteya punarjanmana vidyate. If those who live in the Bharatvarsha rigidly follow the principles of Varnashram Dharma and develop their dormant Krishna consciousness, they need not return to this material world after death. Any place where one cannot hear about the Supreme Personality of Godhead from realized soul, even if it be Brahmaloka, is not very congenial to the living entity. If one who has taken birth in the land of Bharatvarsha as a human being does not take advantage of the opportunity for spiritual elevation, his position is certainly most miserable. So Prabhupada is warning. In the land known as Bharatvarsha, even if one is a Sarva Kama Bhakta, a devotee seeking the fulfillment of some material desire, he is freed from all material desire by his association with devotees, and ultimately he becomes a pure devotee and returns home back to Godhead without difficulty. At the end of this chapter, Sri Sukadeva Goswami describes to Maharaj Parikshit the 8 sub-islands within the islands of Jambūdvīpa. So one of the islands is this Kim Purush Varsha, and what is so very outstanding about Kim Purush Varsha, that all the inhabitants of Kim Purush Varsha along with Hanuman Ji, they are serving and they are worshipping Lord Ram and Hanuman. The first verse, Shri Shuka Uvacha Kim Purusha Varshe Bhagavantam Adi Purusham Lakshmana Agrajam Sita Bhiramam Ramam Tatasharna Tanikarshabhrita Parama Bhagavato Hanumana Saha Kim Purusher Avirata Bhakti Rupasate. I will only take this verse because if I take the verse, then the time will be even less to discuss. Shri Shukadev Goswami said, my dear king, in Kim Purush Varsha, the great devotee Hanuman is always engaged with the inhabitants of that land in devotional service to Lord Ramchandra, the elder brother of Lakshmana and the dear husband of Sita Devi. And in this Kim Purush Varsha, there is one prominent personality who resides in the Kim Purush Varsha is the Gandharvas. They are the higher planetary system, or the higher than the one who are in the earthly planets. A host of Gandharvas is always engaged in chanting the glories of Lord Ramchandra. That chanting is always extremely auspicious. Along with Arishta Sena. So Arishta Sena is the principal personality. He is the chief. Where? In the Kim Purush Varsha. So along with Arishta Sena, the chief person in Kim Purush Varsha, Hanuman Ji constantly hear those glories with complete attention. So in Kim Purush Varsha, the foremost personality is Arishta Sena, and there Hanuman Ji is eternally residing, because Hanuman Ji is always present wherever the glories of Lord Ram are sung. And this Kim Purush Varsha is known for the constant chanting of the glories of Lord Ramachandra. So Hanuman Ji constantly hears those glories with complete attention. Hanuman chants the following mantras. Prabhupada's purport. In the Puranas, there are two different opinions concerning Lord Ramachandra. In the Laghu Bhagavatamrita, this is confirmed in the description of the incarnation of Manu. Vasudevadi Rupana Avatara Prakritita Vishnu Dharmo Tare Rama Lakshmanadya Kramadimi Padme Turamo Bhagavana Narayana Itirita Sheshas Chakram Cha Sankhascha Kramatsyo Lakshmanadaya Madhya Deshe Sthito Ayodhya Pure Swavasita Smita Mahavaikuntha Lokecha Raghavendrasya Kiritita. In Vishnu Dharmottara describes, this is one of the Vishnu Dharmottara, I am not remembering. This is one of the chapters of one of the Puranas. Describes that Lord Ramachandra and his brothers Lakshman, Bharat and Shatrughna are incarnations of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha, respectively. The Padma Puran, however, says that Lord Ramachandra is the incarnation of Narayan, and the other three brothers are incarnations of Shesha, Chakra and Shankha. Therefore, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan has concluded Tadidam Kalpa Bhedena Eva Sambhavyam. In other words, these opinions are not contradictory. In some millenniums, Lord Ramchandra and his brothers appears as the incarnation of Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. And in other millenniums, they appears as incarnation of Narayan, Shesha, Chakra and Shankha. The residence of Lord Ramachandra on this planet is Ayodhya. Ayodhya city is still existing in the district of Faizabad, which is situated on the northern side of Uttar Pradesh. Any fortunate soul Who has been to Ayodhya? Anyone of you who has visited Ayodhya? Ayodhya Puri? I had the fortune many years back. Maybe I was not even 10 years at that time. But I remember being to Ayodhya. And that day it was raining very heavily, like today. It's raining. I remember going there, seeing the palace of Lord Ram. Some remnants are there in my memory. And also taking bath in Saryu. But if we have this aspiration, so we can have one more yatra to be to Ayodhya. And then I went to Ayodhya, yes, for the second time also. That was when I was in college. When the Babri Masjid was demolished in 1993. But at that time, the security was so tightened, so much, tension was there and so much disturbance was there. We could not properly see the city. But now, since the temple of Lord Ram is being constructed, so in fact, when the temple inauguration comes, at least in that year, we should all be going. So what Srila Prabhupada is explaining, that the incarnation of the Supreme Lord. So also in some places I have read from the authorized sources that they compare the four brothers as dharma, as we were discussing, rakshati jivalokasya dharmasya parirakshita. So Lord Ram represents dharma and Lakshman represents artha. Artha, normally we understand that something wealth. Yes, because Lakshman has the greatest wealth in the creation. And that wealth is of personal service to Lord Ram. That is Artha. And moksha is represented by Bharat. One who is always detached, one who is always renounced. And Kama is represented by Shatrughna. So you remember when we were discussing. So normally in this Kali Yuga, every conditioned soul wants from the Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. They are aspiring for only two aspects, which is Artha and Kama. But where we see in Ramayana, Dharma is always with Artha and Moksha is always there with Kama. That is Lord Ram with Lakshmana is Dharma and Artha. So Artha means one has to be engaged in the service of Lord Ram. And Kama means that one has to give up. One has to aspire for moksha. So we see the life of Shatrughna is most glorious. So glorious that he never aspired to serve Lord Ram directly. He served throughout his life one of the greatest devotees of Lord Ram. Like we are discussing Hanuman, is another great devotee called Bharat. He unhesitatingly served Bharat. So all material desires can be reduced to dust if we faithfully serve the pure devotees of Lord. So this is Dharma, Artha has to be with Dharma, and Kama always has to be with Moksha. Then one can progress, one can be free. Om Namo Bhagavate Uttama Shlokaya Namarya Lakshana Shil Vritaya Nama Upshikshitama Upasita Lokaya Nama Sadhuvada Nikashanaya Namo Brahmanaya Devaya Mahapurushaya Maharajaya Namiti. Let me please worship your lordships by chanting the Bij mantra Omkar. I wish to offer my respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead, who is the best among the most highly elevated personalities. Your lordship is the reservoir of all good qualities of Aryans. People who are advanced, your character and behavior are always consistent. This is Lord Ram, how he establishes principles by very strictly following his duty. Your character and behavior are always consistent, and you always control your senses and mind. Acting just like an ordinary human being, you exhibit exemplary character to teach others how to behave. This is the purpose of Lord Ram's advent. There is a touchstone that can be used to examine the quality of gold. But you are like a touchstone that can verify all good qualities. You are worshipped by Brahmanas, who are the foremost of all devotees. One of the prayers that we every day recite for Lord Ram. Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaye Pate Namah. Ramachandraya Vedase. So who is able to see Lord Ramachandra as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as it is declared in the Vedas? The greatest of the Brahmanas and the sages. They are able to see Lord Ram. When Lord Ram entered the Dandakaranya forest, so all the rishis, all the sages, all the advanced Brahmanas there, they were able to see the Supreme Lord appearing in the human form. So you are worshipped by Brahmanas, who are the foremost of all devotees, and they had the aspiration to serve. And how to serve? To serve like a chaste wife serves the husband. So that aspiration, Lord Ram could not fulfill in his appearance as Maryada Purushottam, because he had to establish the principles of Dharma. But he fulfilled that aspiration in his next yuga, when he appeared as the Supreme Lord, Lord Sri Krishna. And he performed, he gave them the opportunity to participate in the Rasa dance. You are like the touchstone that can verify all good qualities. You are worshipped by Brahmanas, who are the foremost of all devotees. You are the Supreme Person and the King of Kings, and therefore I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. The Lord, whose pure form, Sachidananda Vigraha, is uncontaminated by the modes of material nature, can be perceived by pure consciousness. In the Vedanta, he is described as being one without the second. Because of his spiritual potency, he is untouched by the contamination of the material nature. And because he is not subjected to material vision, he is known as transcendental. He has no material activities, nor he has any material form or name. Only in pure consciousness, Krishna consciousness, can one perceive the transcendental form of the Lord. This is very important what Srila Prabhupada is expressing here in the translation, that one can perceive the transcendental form of the Lord only when one is in pure consciousness, Krishna consciousness. In material consciousness, till the time we have material aspirations, or we are pursuing those efforts and endeavors to fulfill the material aspiration, that means the contamination in the heart will prevail. The consciousness is contaminated. And with the contamination's consciousness, one cannot see the transcendental form of the Lord. Let me be firmly fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra, and let us offer our respectful obeisances unto those transcendental lotus feet. Very beautiful prayer. A prayer to meditate on Lord's appearance. That let us be firmly fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. Today, while I was having the opportunity to be in the altar, and also in the altar, we were having some very, very pure souls, very exalted devotees. I from very close witnessed His Holiness Lokanath Swami Maharaj. Maharaj was very, very, charged up to perform the worship of Lord Ram, to do the Abhisheka. And when I was inside the altar, Maharaj came in. So how Maharaj offered, Maharaj from his both hands, he clasped the lotus feet of Lord Ram. And for at least a couple of minutes, I was very, instantly observing Maharaj. He was fully bowing down to his head was bowing down to the lotus feet. His hands were holding the feet of Lord Ram. And he was intensely praying to Lord Ram. What he wants, he's firmly fixed. He's fixed in Krishna consciousness. And the same I saw, so because the altar is big, you see in the altar there are 4 personalities. Lord Ram is there, Sita Devi is on the other side, Lakshman and Hanuman is on the other side. So then he came from the other side and came towards Sita Devi. The same he did. One devotee was standing with me, so I told him to see how our acharyas, how they are praying, how they are taking shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Ram. This is what Hanuman Ji is speaking. This prayer is being spoken by Hanuman Ji. And he is revealing here that let us be firmly fixed in the lotus feet of Lord Ramachandra. And let us offer our respectful obeisances unto those transcendental lotus feet. And I was today very fortunate to see what it means with the consciousness and with the aspirations, what Maharaj demonstrated. At least I could observe. He's so fixed even at this age. Yesterday, he was showering so much of nectar of the holy name that it started to rain profusely. And again, it repeated today. From today morning, Maharaj started to sing. Maharaj sang the Guru Puja Kirtan today. And then later Maharaj, after doing Abhishek, he went to the Kirtan. And then he started to sing. And he was singing. It was as if, there is shower of nectar and it rained again. I think it has still not stopped. It's raining so much. So this is the principle. This is the principle of Lord Ram, that he came to give us the opportunity to become fixed at his lotus feet. How? By becoming fixed in performing our devotional service. Krishna says, Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Thus do only these 4 things. If one is able to do these 4 things, that you offer your mind to me. Very difficult, very, very difficult. So much of distraction. But how can one offer one's mind to Krishna? Become my devotee. Devotee means one who is in love with Krishna. Love means that the mind is always thinking of Krishna. But how to become devotee? How to offer the mind? Madhyaji, by worshipping me. Now how to worship? How to begin worship? Simple. Mam namaskuru. Offer me obeisances. So as we offer our prostrated obeisances, we are worshipping the Lord. And as we are worshipping the Lord by offering our obeisances, the lotus feet of the Lord Ram, this is a sign of becoming his devotee. And as to the extent we become fixed in performing devotional service, in our devotional journey, our mind will become fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Ram. Let us see Prabhupada's purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, appears in various expansions as stated in Brahma Samhita. Rāma-navamī shukala niyamena tishtan nana avataram akarod bhuvaneshu kintu Krishna swayam sambhavat paramapumanyo govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. I worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda, who is always situated in various incarnations, such as Ram, Narsimha, and many sub-incarnations as well. But who is the original personality of Godhead, known as Krishna, and who incarnates personally also? Krishna, who is Vishnu Tattva, has explained himself in many Vishnu forms, of which Lord Ramachandra is one. We know that the Vishnu Tattva is carried by the transcendental bird Garuda and is equipped with different types of weapons in 4 hands. Therefore, we may doubt whether Lord Ramachandra could be in the same category. Since he was carried by Hanuman, not by Garuda, and had neither 4 hands nor the Shankh, Chakra, Gada and Padma. Consequently, this verse clarifies that Lord Ramachandra is as good as Krishna. Ramadi Murtishu Kalaha. We have discussed what is Kala and what is Amsha. Anyone remembers? Anyway, I will not discuss that today. Expansion of the expansion. Although Krishna is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra is not different from him. Srila Prabhupada's word. Although Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ramachandra is not different from him. Ramachandra is unaffected by the modes of material nature and therefore he is Prashanta, never disturbed by those modes. Unless one is saturated with love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot appreciate the transcendental value of Lord Ramachandra. So who is saturated with love is Hanuman Ji. One cannot see him. One neither cannot see him, what to speak of appreciation. One cannot see him with material eyes because demons like Ravana have no spiritual vision. They consider Lord Ramachandra an ordinary Kshatriya king. Ravan therefore attempted to kidnap Lord Ramachandra's eternal consort Sita Devi. Actually, however, Ravana could not carry off Sita Devi in her original form. As soon as she was touched by Ravana's hand, she gave him a material form. But she maintained her original form beyond his vision. Therefore, in this verse, the word Pratyak Prashantam indicates that Lord Ramachandra and his potency, the goddess Sita, keeps themselves aloof from the influence of material energy. So we always know that there are the Jiva is the third energy, which is the marginal energy. And the Jiva has a choice, either to remain in the shelter of the illusionary energy or the material energy, or to take shelter of the spiritual energy. So unless and until one is under the shelter of the spiritual energy, one cannot appreciate the transcendental nature of Lord Ram. One cannot see his beauty. One cannot become his devotee also. In the Upanishad, it is said, Yam Ivisha Vrunute Tena Labhya, Katha Upanishad. The Supreme Lord Paramatma, the personality of Godhead, can be seen or perceived only by persons who are saturated with devotional service. So devotional service is the qualifying criteria for one to be able to see. And what is that devotional service? What is the quality of that devotional service? As stated in the Brahma Samhita. Which verse was the previous verse? Anyone noted? What was the verse number? Without seeing the verse. What was the verse number from Brahma Samhita that we just read? Anyone noted that? Ramadi Mursizu Kala Niyame Natishchan Nana Avrado Nana Avatar Aparod Bhuvane Shukanta. Which verse was that? I think it was 39. And now it is coming the 38th verse. So it is most significant. What is the 38th verse? It is saying, Prema Jana Chorita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadev Hrideshu Vilokayanti Yamasham Sundaram Achinte Guna Swarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship the primeval Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotees whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. And such a devotee is Hanuman Ji. He is seen in his eternal form of Shama Sundara, situated within the heart of devotee. There is a very beautiful episode that once, while being in Dwarka, Garuda became little pride, and he was thinking that he is one of the best servitors of the Lord, because the Lord, wherever he has to travel, he has to depend on Garuda. So to cut his pride, to free him from his pride, Dwarkanath, Lord Krishna told him to go and bring Hanuman Ji. In very short, I will speak. And through Hanuman Ji, Lord Krishna smashed the pride of Garuda. So that is why, if you remember, if we went to South India, all the temples, did you notice? We were not seeing Jai and Vijay. What we were seeing? We were seeing on the both sides, one side was Hanuman and the other side was Garuda. All the Sri Vaishnavas temples you will see, there will be Hanuman on one side and there will be Garuda on the other side. Similarly, in the Chandogya Upanishad, it is stated, Etas Tirso Devatma Anena Jivena. In this verse of the Chandogya Upanishad, the word Anena is used to distinguish the Atma and Paramatma as two separate. The word Tishro Devata indicates that the body of the living entity is made of three material elements: fire, earth, and water. Although the Paramatma enters the heart of the Jivatma, who is influenced and designated by material body, the Paramatma has nothing to do with the Jivatma's body. Because the Paramatma has no material connection, he is described here as Anam Rupam Nirham. The Paramatma has no material identity, whereas the Jivatma does. The Jivatma may introduce himself as an Indian, American, German, and so on, but the Paramatma has no such material designations, and therefore he has no material name. The Jivatma is different from his name, but the Paramatma is not. His name and he himself are one and the same. This is the meaning of Nirham, which means without material designations. The word cannot possibly be twisted to mean that Paramatma has no ahankar, no I-ness or identity. He has his transcendental identity as the Supreme. This is the explanation given by Srila Jiva Goswami. According to another interpretation given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Nirham means Nirnishchayana Aham. Nirham does not mean that the Supreme Lord has no identity. Rather, the stress given here by the word Aham proves strongly that he does have his personal identity, because Nir not only means negative but also means the strong ascertainment. So Prabhupada is explaining that how the Supreme Lord is transcendental. He is explaining one word. Anyone has got it? What Srila Prabhupada is explaining in these purports? What is the principle Srila Prabhupada is explaining in all? I'm quoting so many references from the Upanishads. Anyone? That the Lord is transcendental. He is Sachidananda Vigraha. So Prabhupada is quoting and profusely presenting this fact again and again in both the purports. But the The next verse and the next purport is the purpose of today's class. Now, what is the purpose of Lord Ram's appearance? Matsyavatarastva iha martya sikshanam raksho vedheva na kevalam vibho kuto anyatha syad ramatam swatmana sita kritani vyasanani ishwarasya. It was ordained that Ravana, chief of the Rakshasas, could not be killed by anyone but a man. Yeah. From whom did Raman take that boon? That he could not be killed by anyone but only by a man. He could not be killed by demigods. He could not be killed by demons. So many and so forth.
Prabhuji, Lord Brahma.
But you should raise hand. Usually other devotees are raising hand. Very good. Thank you. That's the right answer. And for this reason, Lord Ramchandra, Supreme Personality of Godhead, appeared in the form of human being. This is what the entire world accepts and acknowledges. But Krishna has come. Krishna says whenever he advents, he does not advent for Vinashaya cha Dushkrita. First thing is Paritranaya Sadhana. The foremost principle for Krishna's appearance in any avatar or incarnation is to protect his devotees. Paritranaya Sadhana. So how can a Vinashaya cha Dushkritam be the principal reason? So what is that protection? That is what we were saying. That this is the theme of today's class. That how he is Rakshita Jiva Lokasya Dharmasya Parirakshita. So here Prabhupada gives a very, very revolutionary revelation. You understand what is a revelation? Revelation means which has been revealed in the heart. Not Srila Prabhupada speaks about Lord Krishna, but he speaks, Prabhupada can reveal about everything because he knows everything. So now he is saying, Lord Ramachandra's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana. That is secondary. That is Gauna. Then what is Mukhya? But also to teach mortal human beings. That is how he will protect. That material happiness centered around sex life, or centered around one's wife, or centered around one's husband, is the cause of many miseries. Please note it in, what should I say, in platinum words. Lord Ramachandra's mission, however, was not only to kill Ravana, but also to teach mortal beings that material happiness centered around sex life or centered around one's wife or husband is the cause of many miseries. He is the self-sufficient Supreme Personality of Godhead, and nothing is lamentable for him. Therefore, why else would he be subjected to tribulations by the kidnapping of Mother Sita? See, this is the discussion point. Please try to appreciate what we are discussing. This is the discussion which is happening in the Kim Purush Varshaha by Arishta Shen and Hanuman Ji and all the other residents. They are chanting the glories. What glories they are chanting, what glories is being chanted by Hanuman is being revealed here. Who knows the mission of Lord Ram? Only Hanuman knows. Who else will know? Me and you? We cannot know. Not the worldly people can know. Unless and until one who is fixed at the lotus feet of Lord Ram and who has surrendered everything to Lord Ram, how can he know? That is what it was being saying. You see, please see the words of Acharya Srila Prabhupada. What Prabhupada said before, unless and until one is surrendered, one is pure, he cannot appreciate the value of Lord Ram. You remember the words? You see? If we go up, this is what Prabhupada is saying. Yeah. Unless one is saturated with love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot appreciate the transcendental value of Lord Ramachandra. So this transcendental value of Lord Ramachandra is known to Hanuman Ji. And this is what he is glorifying, and he is revealing what is the purpose of the appearance of Lord Rama. When the Lord appears in this universe in the form of human being, he has two purposes as stated in Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushritam. To destroy the demons and protect the devotees. To protect the devotees, the Lord not only satisfies them by his personal presence, but also teaches them so that they will not fall down from devotional service. Very important. Very, very important. How the Lord will protect us. How he protects? Rakshati swajanasya. Swajanasya are what? His devotees. Swajanasya cha rakshita. How he protects his devotee? By teaching them that they will not fall down from the devotional service. How? By his personal example. Lord Ramachandra taught the devotees that it is better not to enter married life unless and until it is Krishna conscious married life. See, this is very revolutionary. We have two acharyas explaining this principle, Hanuman Ji and Srila Prabhupada. And when we say Prabhupada, all the Gaudiya Vaishnava acharyas. Have you ever heard from anyone this purpose of Lord Ram's advent? But the conditioned soul is so foolish. He is so self-destructive. He does not need anyone else to bring trouble to him. His impure mind is sufficient. And here Lord Ram has come to teach us this lesson. When I was giving classes on Lord Ram, last year I had many opportunities. This year, this is my only opportunity to share with you. This year I had no opportunity. All classes I had to say no. But this is the purpose of Lord Ram's advent. And I was struck. There was shiver in my spine to see that Srila Prabhupada revealing. And Prabhupada is not revealing on his own. He is revealing on the authority of Hanuman Ji. And Hanuman Ji remains celibate. Celibate means that one is not desiring or aspiring to enjoy sex life. Or he's thinking through sex life he will achieve happiness. This is what Krishna has established the principle in Bhagavad Gita itself. When he says, Yehi samsparsaja bhoga dukkha yoni hi evite. Find out the verse in the 5th chapter. Anna, where are you? You have disappeared. Yehi samsparsaja bhoga dukkha yoni hi evite. Remain steady. Na? Why you are unsteady? Why you have to again become, invisible? You could not come to the temple, at least here. Find out that verse, I think it is 5:19. Krishna has already established. So see, again and again the incarnations are coming to teach us this principle. That
Prabhuji, today I'm doing class on phone, so I can't share.
Okay. Just here. Okay, it is 5:22. Thank you, Manish. So Krishna is saying, but who can understand this? Not everyone. Not everyone, not even few can understand. Only the rare people can understand. And Prabhupada starts by saying that an intelligent person, not a fool. Fool will always engage in his self-destruction. An intelligent person does not take part in the source of misery, which are due to the contact of material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasure. See, exactly the same thing what Bhagavatam is speaking. So Bhagavatam is the expansion of what is there in Bhagavad Gita. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end, and so a wise man. Again, Prabhupada, first he says intelligent, and now he says wise. What is the difference between intelligent and wise? And a wise man does not delight in them. Okay, close the share. Can anyone speak the difference between an intelligent man and a wise man? Why two words are being used? What is intelligent and what is wise? Try? Who can try? What is the difference between intelligent and wise? Prabhupada starts with intelligent and he ends with wise. Kana wants to attempt, but I am not sure whether you have understood. Anyone? Yes, Rāma-navamī, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, wise man means he has that knowledge, but the intelligent one is he has both knowledge and experience both.
I think it is the otherwise. Intelligent means one who has heard it and he has accepted it. Then intelligent one. And wise means that he has experience, his personal experience. Wise. Okay. Whoever. So here it is being mentioned that this is the purpose of Lord Ram. To protect the devotees, Lord Ram not only satisfies them by his personal behavior, but also teaches them so that they will not fall down from devotional service. To fall down from devotional service is because of this reason. The principal reason is material happiness. And how they are seeking material happiness is through sex desire. By his personal example, Lord Ramchandra taught the devotees, it is better not to enter married life if one is entering for sex life or for sex desire, which is certainly followed by many tribulations. As confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada quotes this famous verse, Yan mathunadi grahamedi sukham hitucham kandune nena karora ibi dukkha dukkham tripiyanti neha kripana bahu dukkha bhaja kandutiva manasajam vishahet dhira. Kripanas, those who are not advanced in spiritual knowledge and who are therefore just the opposite of Brahmanas, generally take to family life, which is the concession for sex. Thus they enjoy sex again and again, though the sex is followed by many tribulations. This is warning to devotees. General people, they cannot understand because their intelligence is already stolen. Kamas teste hita jnana. Kam means what? That jnana is already taken away. So this is the warning for devotees. To teach this lesson to devotees and to human society in general, Lord Sri Ramachandra, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, even the Lord is showing that even if I come, same will happen. There is no exception. This is Rakshita Swadharmasya. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself underwent a series of tribulations because he accepted a wife, Mother Sita, Lord Ramchandra underwent these austerities, of course, only to instruct us. Actually, he never has any reason to learn for anything. But for devotees, what is the principle is explained next. Another aspect of the Lord's instruction is that one who accepts a wife must be a faithful husband and give her full protection. Human society is divided into two classes of men. Those who strictly follow the religious principles and those who are devotees. Devotee means those who strictly follow the religious principle. And what is the religious principle? Is no illicit sex. Or within marriage, sex is for procreation. If you follow that, then there is no problem in getting married. So there it is being said, those who strictly follow the religious principles and those who are devotees. By his personal example, Lord Ramchandra wanted to instruct both of them how to fully adapt the discipline of religious system and how to be beloved and dutiful husband. Otherwise, he has no reasons to undergo apparent tribulations. One who strictly follows religious principles must not neglect to provide all facilities for the complete protection of the wife. One aspect, very important. If you enter into family life also means responsibility. There are many sufferings because of this, but one must nevertheless endure it. That is the duty of a faithful husband. By his personal example, Lord Ramachandra demonstrated his duty. Lord Ramachandra could have produced hundreds and thousands of Sitas for his pleasure energy. But just to show the duty of a faithful husband, he not only rescued Sita from the hands of Ravana, but also killed Ravana and all the members of his family. Another aspect of the teaching of Lord Ramachandra is that although Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his devotees may apparently suffer from material tribulations, they have nothing to do with such tribulations. They are Mukt Purushas. This is for those who are really devotees. This is the another Prabhupada is emphasizing. That even though externally they may be seen as they are suffering, but actually they are not suffering. Why? Can anyone answer? Why they are not suffering? We have already discussed that. Prabhupada has mentioned that in the purport. Pranab Prabhu, where are you now? You are hearing with video of?
Prabhuji, I'm outside actually. That's why.
Why? Because they are Shantaha. What is the name given for Lord Ram in that verse? Hear with attention. Hear with attention. We are seeing the glories of Lord Ram. Very profound glories. Please do not consider it ordinary. Very profound glories we are discussing. This is the only section which discusses the glories of Lord Ram. And these glories are sung by Hanuman Ji himself. What was the word? Shantaha. Prabhupada says, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena Santa Sadev Hrideshu Vilokayanti. Shantaha, those who are Shanta. Santa means Shanta. And what is the word used for Lord? Is Prashanta. Prashanta. They are Mukt Purushas, liberated person. Under all circumstances, it is therefore said in the Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khand, 9th chapter, 240 verse. Yata dekhe Vaishnavera vihavara dukha nishchoy janiyataha parmananda sukha. Very difficult to comprehend. Yata dekhe Vaishnavera vihavara dukha. A Vaishnava is always firmly situated in transcendental bliss because of engagement in devotional service. Although he may appear to suffer material pains. Vyavar means, his dealings or his exchanges. His position is called transcendental bliss in separation, which is viraha. The emotion a lover and the beloved feels when separated from one another are actually very blissful, although apparently painful. Therefore, the separation of Lord Ramachandra and Sita Devi, as well as the consequent tribulations they suffered, is but another display of transcendental bliss. That is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. So I will stop here and I will not take any question or comment because I have to take one more time darshan. Today I could not take darshan properly. Although I was inside the altar, but there was such a big, assembly inside the altar. So I don't want to miss the darshan today. We try to again go to the Lord Ram and to be in front of him and pray to him that the purpose of your advent can enter into my heart. It cannot enter my head. My head is completely contaminated. It is useless. All aspirations for enjoying material happiness is there. But kindly fix me in service. Kindly hold me so that I don't fall. Thank you very much. Shri Ram-navamī Mahamahotsav ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Radha Partha Sarthi Silver Jubilee celebration ki jai. Nitai God Premanande Hari Hari Go. Hare Krishna. From tomorrow we will continue our Bhagavad Gita 16th chapter, Divine and Demonic. So Krishna, we should pray that please kill the demon which is inside. We pray to Lord Ram. Please eliminate the Ravana.